Do you remember the last time you laughed with someone? Really laughed? Maybe that question catches you off guard. Maybe you have to think about it for a moment. But if it took you longer than it should to find an answer, this video is for you who have lived so much, who have taken care of so many people, but now often find yourself alone in the silence of the living room with the TV talking to itself. You who feel like the world outside is moving too fast while you've, stayed inside, waiting for something you can't even name. Today, I want to make you a promise. You can break free from this isolation. You can reconnect. And it doesn't take much. You just need to take the first step. In this video, we'll show you 10 simple, yet transformative activities that will get you off the couch and back into the world. The world of genuine exchanges, shared smiles, and heart-to-heart conversations. This isn't just about distraction. It's about feeling alive again. Because life doesn't end when the kids move out or when friends drift away. Life goes on and it's waiting for you. So take a deep breath and come with us. The magic of mindful walks. Many people underestimate the power of a simple walk. They think it's just light exercise, a way to stretch your legs. But for those who've spent too much time trapped within four walls, isolated by life circumstances, a walk can be so much more. It can be a bridge back to the world. And we're not talking about rushed steps with headphones on and your head in the clouds. No, we're talking about mindful walks, one step at a time, with intention, with presence, with soul. Walking mindfully is rediscovering what's around you and inside you. It's leaving the house not just to change the scenery, but to change your state of mind. When you walk with awareness, the world stops being just a backdrop and becomes a companion. The tree on the corner isn't just a tree anymore. It's a silent reminder that life keeps growing. The sound of birds, which you might not even notice anymore, becomes music for your thoughts. Even the wind on your face takes on new meaning, as if nature is saying, you're still part of all this. And on this walk, you'll encounter more than just scenery. You'll encounter people. Greet the doorman of the building next door. Even if you don't know him, say good morning to the newsstand vendor. Strike up a conversation with the elderly woman sitting on the park bench. You'd be surprised how many people are just as starved for a simple hello as you are. Sometimes the simple act of lifting your head and looking someone in the eye creates an invisible thread of connection. And the truth is, as you get older, every bond matters. Every interaction is precious. Now, if you're someone who feels little lost when you leave the house, here's a practical tip to turn an ordinary walk into a meaningful journey. Give your walk a symbolic purpose. Step outside with a small mission in your heart. It can be as simple as noticing 5 different flowers, smiling at least 3 people, listening for a new sound along the way, or remembering something you're grateful for with every block you pass. These little intentions act as anchors to the present moment. They bring your attention to the now, to the beauty hidden in the simplest things, and pull your mind away from the worries that so often keep us stuck on the couch, in silence, in loneliness. Another important point: walking is also a form of inner dialogue. When we walk, the body moves and the mind loosens. Sometimes a solution to a problem appears mid-step. Sometimes a good memory suddenly warms us. And other times we simply enjoy the pleasure of thinking about nothing at all, and that too is healing. And listen, you don't have to go far. Start with a lap around the block, 2 streets over, and gradually expand. The key isn't to walk on autopilot, but with curiosity, with sensitivity. It's not about counting steps or burning calories. It's about reconnecting with the world that still pulses outside, and with the part of you that may have faded over time. Age doesn't matter. There are still paths to walk, voices to hear, stories to share, and all of it can start with the simple act of putting on your shoes and opening the door, because in the end, you're not just taking a walk, you're giving yourself another chance. A chance to see yourself again in the mirror of the world, and to realize you've never been more alive. The value of weekly gatherings. Do you remember when Sundays meant a full table? When neighbors would knock on your door just to chat for a while? Or when church, card games, or even the bank line were chances to catch up? Yeah. Over time, those gatherings become rare. People move away, kids grow up, priorities shift. And without realizing it, we retreat, getting used to the silence. But let me tell you something you might already feel deep down. We weren't made to live alone, and this is where weekly gatherings come in, like real medicine for the soul. But hold on. It doesn't have to be a party. It doesn't even have to be a big crowd. A small group of 2 or 3 people can be enough to transform your whole week. It could be a morning walk with a neighbor, an afternoon coffee with a friend, or even a scheduled phone call every Saturday with someone special. What matters is the frequency. Consistency builds connection. It creates good anticipation. It gives you that warm feeling of, I have someone to count on. You can start with something simple, something that doesn't take much preparation. A book club with a friend, an afternoon of dominoes, a potluck lunch. You don't have to wait for an invitation. You can be the one who starts it, the lighthouse inviting others to reconnect too. And if it's hard to gather people close to you, remember that many communities, churches, and senior centers already have weekly meetups ready to welcome you. There are groups for knitting, singing, exercise, meditation. And the best part? Everyone there is looking for exactly what you're looking for. A little presence, a little companionship, a little shared laughter. These weekly gatherings don't just fill time, they give time meaning. Because when you know someone's waiting for you, life gains new energy. Waking up has an extra purpose. And as the gatherings repeat, the bonds grow stronger. New stories, new memories, new chapters you never imagined living begin to unfold. And you know what's even more beautiful? These gatherings don't just help you. They heal the other person too. Because loneliness, unfortunately, is silent, but it's everywhere. Often the person you invite for coffee has also been waiting for someone to reach out. And when you take that step, you create a circle of care, presence, and humanity. So give it a try. Pick a day of the week. Think of someone. Make the invitation. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Create the moment yourself. Little by little, you'll see. Your home will fill with voices again. Your laughter will have company. And your heart will beat a little lighter, with more joy. Because what heals loneliness isn't noise, it's connection. And connection is built, one gathering at a time. Rediscovering forgotten skills. Remember when your hands used to make things? When you sewed, fixed, painted, cooked, taught? Remember that talent you once had that over time got pushed aside? Yeah, many of those skills still live inside you, just sleeping, waiting to be awakened. Life gets busy, and sometimes it pulls us away from the things we once loved doing. But here's a powerful truth. What was once part of you never truly disappears. It might be quiet, but all it takes is a little nudge, and it comes back with surprising strength. Rediscovering a forgotten skill isn't about going back to work or demanding perfection. It's about reconnecting with the joy of creating, the pleasure of using your hands, the satisfaction of making something that's yours alone. It could be crocheting, gardening, writing poetry, solving puzzles, playing an instrument, or even giving advice. Yes, because the gift of listening and guiding is also a rare and precious skill. And you know what happens when you revive these abilities? You start remembering who you are. You stop feeling like just a spectator of life and start feeling like part of it again. You regain control over small choices. You have something to share, to show, to teach. Speaking of teaching, it's a gift many don't realize they have. There are young and old people out there who'd give anything to learn something that comes naturally to you. Why not offer that? Share your knowledge with a family member, a neighbor, a community group. You might not realize it, but you're the keeper of wisdom that's fading from the modern world, and it could inspire others. And don't worry if you're rusty. The return to practice is part of the magic. Make mistakes, laugh at yourself, relearn. Allow yourself to be both student and teacher. This process, besides rebuilding self-esteem, keeps away that feeling of uselessness that often lingers when you're isolated. The activity itself matters, but what matters even more is what it represents. A reunion with parts of yourself that were forgotten but never lost. A living reminder that there's still so much inside you waiting for space to bloom. So look inward and ask yourself, what did I once know how to do that brought me joy, that I can pick up again now? The answer might be right there, in the drawer of threads, the recipe box, the bookshelf, or the simple act of telling a good story. Rediscovering a forgotten skill is an invitation to your own essence. And maybe the world has been waiting for this reunion all along. The power of community involvement. Have you ever noticed how different you feel when you're part of a group? When you hear other voices, other laughs, other shared silences? There's something deeply healing about being together. And that's why community activities are so powerful, especially as we grow older. Maybe you think, but I don't know anyone. Or, will they even accept me? These doubts are normal, and they're more common than you realize. But here's a simple truth. The community needs you just as much as you need it. Senior centers, churches, neighborhood associations, cultural groups. These spaces exist to welcome people. It doesn't matter if you're shy, out of shape, or have never done anything like this before. What matters is taking that first step, showing up, looking someone in the eye, letting yourself be there. You can start with something small. An afternoon tea, a craft workshop, a discussion group, a dance class, a health seminar. Little by little, you'll notice that those strangers begin to feel like people in your life. They start calling you by name, missing you when you're not there, listening when you speak, and that's when the magic happens. You stop being someone who's just passing time and become someone who belongs. Community activities restore your sense of purpose. They create a positive routine, bring new topics to talk about, and stimulate your memory, speech, and ability to listen. Even more, they get you emotionally moving. You start getting ready to go out, thinking about what you'll share, what you want to ask. All of this reawakens something inside you, that desire to live, to connect, to be seen. And here's something beautiful about it. When you participate in the community, you also inspire others. You become an example for those still at home, afraid, waiting for a sign. Your presence has an impact you might not even notice, but it changes the atmosphere around you. And remember, you don't have to be the most outgoing, the most social, or the most talkative. Just being there, fully present, is enough. Just keeping your heart open. Connection happens naturally. Sometimes it all starts with a sincere good morning. Sometimes with a look that says, I understand you. Sometimes with a shared laugh. Over a simple story. You don't have to change your whole life at once. Just allow yourself to try. Because in community activities, more than finding things to do, you find people to be with, and that alone is worth stepping outside for. The power of simple volunteering. We spend our whole lives gathering experiences, and one day we realize we know more than we thought, that we've lived through things that could help others, that we have time, willingness, and a generous heart, even if sometimes a tired one. That's where volunteering comes in, as a bridge between you and someone else, but also between you and yourself. Many people hear the word volunteering and immediately think of big actions, trips, huge projects. But in truth, volunteering can be something simple, quiet, and deeply transformative. You could visit a daycare and tell stories, keep someone company at a nursing home in your town, help organize the neighborhood library, or simply offer real listening to someone who's as lonely as you may have once been. Don't underestimate the value of that, because there are people out there who just want someone to talk to. Children who've never heard a good story told with care. Overwhelmed mothers who'd be grateful for a helping hand for just 2 hours at the end of the day. Elderly people in care homes who feel forgotten. And who, when you visit, remember they're still seen. And you too, when you look into their eyes, remember that you still matter, that you can still make an impact, that you still have so much to give. Not things, but presence. And that's the most valuable currency there is, being fully there with another person. Simple volunteering gives back something many think they've lost: usefulness. And with it comes enthusiasm, energy, and meaning in your days. And there's a hidden bonus in this act. Those who give also receive. The exchange happens. The hug you give, you also feel. The story you hear teaches you something new. The smile you bring out warms your own heart too. Don't wait for a formal invitation. Go where you're needed. Ask, "Can I help?" It doesn't have to be every week. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be sincere. Sometimes just once a month with goodwill, you plant seeds of hope wherever you go. And the most beautiful part? You could change someone's life with a gesture that to you might not seem like much, but to the one who receives it, it could mean everything. So look around, see where your heart calls you, and go. Because on this path of service, you'll discover you've never felt more alive. The joy of shared meals. Is there anything more delightful than a full table? The aroma of food filling the house, the clinking of silverware mixed with laughter, the simple conversation flowing between bites. Yes, food nourishes the body, but shared meal nourishes the soul. And it's surprising how over the years this slowly slips away. Kids move out. Some friends pass on. We start eating standing up in front of the TV or in silence, feeling the emptiness in the chair beside. But eating together is one of humanity's oldest rituals of connection. It's a quiet reminder that no one should live alone. And the beautiful thing is, it doesn't need to be fancy. No feast required. It could be coffee and bread, a simple pot of well-seasoned rice and beans, or a cake made with care. What matters isn't on the plate, it's around the table. It's in the eye contact, the "how was your day?" the "could you pass the salt?" the laughter that spills out unplanned. Shared meals create bonds. Maybe you have a neighbor who also eats alone. Why not invite her over one day? Or organize a simple lunch with your walking group, your church friends, your knitting circle. Don't wait for special occasions. Life changes precisely when we start valuing the ordinary. And there's more. When we eat with someone, we eat slower, laugh more, tell stories, listen to others. It's as if the food gains an extra flavor, the spice of presence. And if you love to cook, even better. Invite someone to cook with you, teach an old recipe, or learn a new one. You'll see how the energy in the kitchen shifts when people fill it. The pot bubbles differently. The smells feel more alive. Even the silence is warmer when shared with someone truly there. And if you can't leave home or have trouble getting around, know this. There are community meal groups, neighbors willing to bring a dish and stay to chat. Just start with an invite, a message, a try. A shared meal is a daily reminder that we still belong, that no matter how simple life gets, it can still be rich with meaning. Because in the end, eating alone may fill the stomach, but eating together feeds the heart. Learning new things, even in later years. Many believe learning is for the young, that after a certain age, the brain just can't keep up. But that's a myth, and perhaps one of the cruelest society ever invented, because it tries to erase one of our greatest capacities, the ability to reinvent ourselves at any stage of life. Learning something new isn't just memorizing facts. It's keeping the mind alive, the gaze curious, the spirit restless. It's looking at the world and saying, "I don't know yet, but I want to find out." And that attitude, my friend, is revolutionary. It could be a painting class, a smartphone course to message your grandkids, learning guitar, embroidery, yoga, computers, or even just a word in another language. The subject doesn't matter. It's the energy learning brings. With each new thing you grasp, your confidence grows. With every small challenge overcome, a part of you wakes up and remembers, "I can do this." And here's something interesting. When you learn, loneliness fades too. Because you connect with others on the same journey. You stumble together, laugh together, exchange stories, and form bonds more genuine than some that lasted decades. Don't worry if it feels hard at first. Learning takes patience, but also lightness. You don't have to be the best. Just be present, laugh at mistakes, celebrate tiny wins. The goal isn't to master the skill, it's to let yourself grow through it. And if anyone ever says you're too old, smile kindly and answer firmly, as long as I breathe, I can learn, because later life isn't the end of the road, it's a new beginning. And the more you learn, the more paths open before you. The power of small everyday gestures. Sometimes we ask ourselves, what can I do right now to change my life? The answer might surprise you. Start with small gestures. Yes, small ones. The kind that seem insignificant at first glance, but actually change everything. Saying good morning to your neighbor with genuine warmth. Holding the door for someone. Calling an old friend to ask, how are you really doing? Offering coffee. Listening without rushing, smiling with intention. These simple actions have a power the modern world has forgotten. The power to connect people, to connect souls, to connect you to the present moment. And notice, we're not talking about grand events or heroic deeds. We're talking about what fits into your day, your routine, your time. That sincere compliment you gave the cashier might have saved her day. That conversation in the pharmacy line might have been someone's only moment of being truly heard. That quick visit to your former coworker might have rekindled a happy memory they'd forgotten. This is how we build self-worth. By valuing others and ourselves through tiny acts of kindness. Here's something else. When you start practicing these small gestures daily, something shifts inside you. You begin feeling more alive, more useful, more present, because doing good, even in the smallest ways, nourishes the soul. It's like watering a plant. The other person blossoms, and so do you. Want to know the secret? These small gestures, they create ripples. A kindness returned, an unexpected hug, a conversation that warms your heart. You start noticing unplanned connections everywhere, and gradually, isolation dissolves like sugar in hot coffee. Never underestimate the power of simplicity. What seems like a small detail to you might be exactly what someone needed to keep going. So look around. What can you do today, right now, with what you have, where you are? A kind gesture, a friendly word, a look that says, I see you. Because ultimately, it's not the size of the gesture that matters. It's the depth of presence we put into it. Creating nurturing routines. The word routine often gets a bad reputation. Many associate it with monotony, boredom, meaningless repetition. But the truth is, when thoughtfully crafted, routine can be a daily embrace, a supportive structure, solid ground to stand on. As we age, our days change, schedules open up, the pace slows down, and then we face a choice. Either organize our time with purpose, or let time become a heavy, dragging emptiness. Creating a nurturing routine doesn't mean filling every hour with tasks. It means giving meaning to each part of your day. Wake with a small ritual. Open the window. Take deep breaths. Listen to morning sounds. Enjoy your coffee mindfully. Maybe writing something positive in a notebook or reading a book page. Then plan at least one activity that connects you with the world. A walk, a visit, a phone call, or cooking a recipe that reminds you of someone special. Between activities, leave space for what's essential. Resting without guilt. Sitting in the yard, watching the sky, tending plants, listening to moving music. These pauses matter as much as any appointment. A good routine also needs variety. Designate special days for special things. Tuesdays for book club, Thursdays for the farmer's market, Saturdays for calling grandchildren or gathering friends for coffee. Most importantly, include moments just for you, moments to listen to yourself, to look at yourself kindly, to care for yourself as you would care for someone you love, because you deserve that care. You deserve to treat yourself with the same tenderness you've always given others. A routine built with love becomes like a gentle melody carrying you through each day. It provides rhythm and predictability, emotional anchors. It reduces anxiety, improves sleep, boosts self-esteem. Best of all, a nurturing routine reminds you daily that your life has value, that you're here, present, aware. With so much living still ahead, because ultimately it's not about doing more. It's about being fully in what you do, and when every part of your day has meaning, even the quiet moments become companions. Now tell me, what's stopping you from taking that first step? Maybe it's fear, maybe loneliness, maybe that feeling that the time has passed. But I tell you with all my heart, it hasn't. If you're hearing this now, it's because there's still time, still life, still a path forward. Isolation may feel like a wall, but every step, every conversation, every act of openness is a brick you remove. And soon, where there were walls, there will be bridges. If this video touched your heart, share it. Don't keep this message just for yourself. There are so many people out there feeling alone, waiting for exactly this, a little nudge, a reason to step outside, inspiration to begin again. Leave in the comments what resonated most with you. Tell us, what will your first small adventure be? Who knows? Your story might inspire someone else too. And if you'd like more content like this, content that embraces, transforms, strengthens, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. We'll keep walking this path together, one step at a time, because aging isn't about stopping. It's about continuing to dance with life in your own way. You're not alone, and it's never too late to reconnect with the world. From the couch to the world, the journey begins now.